I'm Deacon Lisa Ueda from St. Thomas Church in Menasha. I'd like to invite you to join with Jeanna Werbeckes as she gives her Lenten meditation.
Hi, Father Ralph had mentioned at some point during this year about how this whole year has kind of been like Lent. And I absolutely agree. I have felt like the last full year has been Lent, so from last year Lent till now. It's been kind of a tough year, and I know everybody has their personal stories. Part of my story is we lost Dan's sister. She died last year in May of cancer. And it was a surprise to her, it was a surprise to all of us. And so our summer and fall have been really focused on her death and settling affairs and that kind of thing. And then this fall, Dan's dad got COVID, and then we got COVID, and then his dad died of COVID. And it has been very difficult for all of us in the family. He was a 86-year-old, very, I would say healthy 86-year-old. And he was the caregiver of Dan's mom, who my husband is Dan. So my mother-in-law, she has dementia, and he was the main caregiver for her. And so now our winter has been, our focus has been on her and settling the affairs for him. So it's been kind of a Lent of self-reflection and personal growth, being prepared, getting prepared. We were at Dan's parents' this past weekend, and we saw so many gifts that were at their house that were given by us, by Dan's other three siblings, or his siblings. They were unused gifts, and a lot of gift cards even, things of value, and they just didn't use them, and it was so sad to us, and it really made me reflect on what personal gifts am I leaving on the table? What am I not using? So I really want to reflect more on that through this Lent. That is part of this Lent. I want to make more personal, or have been making it more personal. And that is a personal reflection that I want to look into, seek more. The other thing with this Lent is I thought right from the get-go that I wanted to make it more personal, because there have been years, I'm in accounting, and there have been several years that this is accounting, this is a busy season. And so I've let Lent just kind of come and go without thinking a whole lot. And then there's been other Lents that have been really personal. And when I have sought God. And so this year, because it's been such a difficult year, and I know it has been for so many, I personally wanted to make it draw closer to God. So I asked for that, and then came here on first time, got to worship here since it was closed, since we couldn't worship in person. We were here, and Father Aaron, his sermon really spoke to me, specifically the part where putting both feet in the water, where the Hebrews, it was when the high priests were in the water with both feet when the waters parted for them to pass. And when Jesus was in the water being baptized, it wasn't until he was in the water when the dove came down. And so that really spoke to me when I was here that Sunday. And when I went home, 2 days later, Aaron asked me if I would do this podcast, which I was like, wah! It is definitely not my thing. My family would thrive on this. It is not what I would choose to do, but it made me think, okay, this is a way to practice putting my 2 feet in the water and see what God will do. And so it's a tangible thing. I'm trusting God. I also, in that Sunday, felt almost invisible, which is interesting, and I really felt that God heard my plea, my weird vulnerability, I guess, and I have to do some more personal reflection on that too, but it was different coming back in the location. I've really enjoyed worshiping virtually. I have really enjoyed that, but I have so missed being here and being with people. And it was strange being back and not having all the people here. So I know we need each other. So I was really struck by my feelings of vulnerability and being invisible and unheard is kind of weird. So this is my chance to be heard, and it's like, oh, I don't even know what I'm supposed to say. So I am thankful for a God who hears, I guess, and thankful for a church family and growing up, being back at Dan's parents and seeing the crucifixes on the wall and the notes of going through things and seeing Christian notes around things. I'm thankful for our upbringing, our traditions, and I'm thankful for all traditions, but I'm thankful for the tradition of Lent and preparing. I grew up in a Lutheran church, and then into the Episcopal church when I was a teenager, and the church year has always been an important thing, and Lent has been part of that, to prepare, and I am very hopeful for the resurrection, and hopeful to be with all of us again and worship together, although we're worshiping together always anyway. So that's what I had to share. God bless you all, and love you.